It's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hi, everyone. This is Julie from Patchworks, and I am so excited that you are joining us for another Must Sew TV at Patchworks today. Today we have a really special program planned for you where we're talking about our Aurifil Color Builders boxes, and we had so much fun last week that we thought we would share a bunch of new fabrics with you as well at the end. So I see that a bunch of you are hopping on. Make sure to share and like with your friends that more of us can have lots of fun. Remember, if you have to check out, you can always pick up and watch this later if you need to, or if you would like a recap as well. So today we are talking about the Aurifil Color Builders box, and our theme today is the Iberian Lynx. So the Iberian Lynx is an endangered species from Spain that's critically endangered. And you know what? There's only about 1,000 Iberian lynxes in the whole world. So that's pretty spectacular. The threads that we're using today are what Aurifil is calling some mauve. And these are some, I could say mauve, but we also were thinking they were a little tan and taupey. So we have large spool 6724, which is the light. The medium is 2375, and the dark is 6731. These are all 40 weight spools. If you prefer, we do have these thread boxes available in the 50 weight as well, and they are the exact same colors. As a reminder, if you haven't been working with Aurifil or you're new to Aurifil, in order to open these large spools, there is a cap on one side, and these caps are removable. And then you just tuck in the thread end there. So when you want to start the spool, you pop it off to find the end, and when you're done sewing, you just wrap it on, push it over the top, and snap it back on. I always like to sew with the cap off so that there is no, it does not impair the thread coming off of the spool as you're sewing. So that's a helpful tip for you. Our project today is a paper-pieced Iberian Lynx. So let's look at the graphic for what Cassandra, how she has colored that. So Cassandra has used an orange background for her lynx. And I will pull mine off so that we can see what ours looks like. We have included for our thread club members 3 different fabrics. And let's look at ours overhead. Does this fit overhead, Frank? Perfect. So you can see here that we have ours, and we decided to go a little bit more brown with our fabric here because it's dealer's choice, you know. So we went with a light, medium, and dark, a little bit more in the brown world rather than going extra plummy. We didn't quite have quite the right shade here to go this exact color, and we didn't want to go too pink for our beautiful lynx. The other fabrics that we added to our piece today was a medium brown, and so I used a tan here, and you can see that piece there. We also used the green that we used last month for the eyes, the medium green. We used a lavender right here for some shading. Navy that we used in our turtle last month, and the black that we've been using along the way. A little bit of white. And you can see ever so slightly how the white even shades against this light grunge that I'm using for my background for every single piece. I was so excited because this particular month, the piecing units only went through the letter K. So this was like the easiest month ever. And it was fun and easy to put together since we've been working on the compound shapes. There is nothing particularly new that you are going to be doing technique-wise on this particular month. I want to review with you just to make sure that you are aware of some great helpful tools. If you haven't paper pieced, make sure to check out our beginning in the series where we stepped out more step-by-step instructions for how to do paper piecing, foundation paper piecing. I like the add a quarter ruler in the 6-inch and 12-inch. If you can only get one, get the 6-inch. Soline fabric glue, my favorite glue, works really, really well. A rotary cutter. You want a smaller rotary cutter, no larger than the 45 millimeter. If you have the availability to get an extra one, go ahead and pick up a 28, because that way, since you're cutting close to your fingers, you'll have less of a chance to go awry and cause any tips of fingers to come off, because that would be bad. We need to spend all the time sewing and don't need to spend any time like bandaging up. I like this roll and press. This is a new tool that I found this year. It's actually not a new tool, but a tool that I've been using that really is great for some heatless pressing while you are opening up all of your seams. A mini pressing mat or cutting mat can be helpful as you're working with these. And so having a small mat close to you is really nice because you can either use it as a tray to move pieces here and there, or what you can do is that it's just really nice to be able to turn without having to turn a big cutting mat. Okay, so those are tools that I like to use. And we do have 3 different foundation piecing papers to transfer on that we carry in stock. The Carol Dokes foundation paper is the most economical. It is the one that I am using on this particular project. It's a newsprint kind of product, 100 sheets for $14.95. The Perfect Piecing is a wonderful, wonderful product. It is a little bit more like interfacing, and it works really well. You can also put it through your printer. This particular one is Tula Pink's favorite foundation paper. It is 50 sheets for $19.49. It is a great product. And another great product is the Simple Foundations, the translucent vellum, and this is 30 sheets for $16.95. So all 3 I recommend. Remember, when you're sewing through paper, you do need to change your needle just a little bit more often, but that's all right. Needles are the least expensive part of your whole quilting project. So I hope you are having fun along the journey. I can't see your questions right now, but if you have any questions, make sure to ask me because I'd be more than happy to answer along the way. At the end of this program, we are going to be seeing some of your show and tell projects that you've been working on for our Aurifil Club, so that is always super exciting. One of the other things that Aurifil focuses on, because it's thread, is this year they're going to be sharing with us how to quilt some of these. And so we have a little graphic here that Aurifil has shared about how to go about quilting your particular different shapes, playing with doing some outlines and playing with your thread and doing some free motion along the way. For those of you that are club members, I will include links to the posting so that you have direct access to it. And the other thing that I wanted to let you know is that everyone should be checking out Auribuzz, AURIBUZZ.com, for all sorts of really amazing thread education from Aurifil, from all of their Aurifilosophers and different brand ambassadors. Today, we are going to be spending a little bit of time talking about thread. On that Auribuzz blog, Cassandra Beaver, who is our host and designer through this whole year's patterns. So here's a picture of Cassandra, in case if you haven't looked her up. This is the designer who's made all of our beautiful paper piecing animals for us, and she talks about thread embellishments. So in the Auribuzz series talking about thread matters, she talks about taking a beautiful piece of fabric and doing different things with thread. So the first thing that you'd want to do when doing some thread embellishment would be doing some overall quilting on it. So here I have a picture of an up close of a floral panel where she has done some stitching. On the back side of it, you can see how she has done a base layer of stitching. She's changed her colors. And then, after she's done some base quilting, she has gone back after and done some hand embroidery stitches with some different weights of thread. So what's really fun is that Aurifil's giving us some ideas of how we can play with different weights of thread. So here at the shop, we carry the 50 weight. The 50 weight is what we use oftentimes for piecing, and those are the orange spools. Here's a small spool, but we also carry the large spools of it. Oftentimes we just use the neutral colors for those, and it works really, really well for machine piecing. You can also use it for quilting, but oftentimes it just likes to melt into the seam for your piecing. 40 weight is the weight that we have here. 40 weight is excellent for machine applique. It's excellent for garment construction, and it's also excellent for machine quilting. We carry 80 weight, which is a very, very fine thread. And that thread that's very, very fine, you would use for heirloom sewing. I like to use it for hand applique. I don't hand applique often, but when I do, I want to make sure that I'm using a whisper thin thread that just melts into the fabric and makes my applique look like $1,000,000. And then the final thread weight that we carry at the store is the Aurifloss. So the Aurifloss is an embroidery floss. It's not something you use in the sewing machine. You probably could use it for some bobbin work, but don't count me on that. So this one here, you would cut off a length, and it would be similar to some other embroidery floss, like a DMC floss that you might use. I love this beautiful wooden spool here, and the spool contains a lot more than a typical skein of DMC does. So you can use it just like that. What we're going to do here is we're going to look at a fun piece we've been playing with for embellishing with thread. So I'm going to show you here first the beautiful piece of fabric. So the beautiful piece of fabric here, it is this Alexander Henry fabric. It's Harvest Owls, and isn't it pretty? It just goes really, really well. This particular background color, Alexander Henry calls mushroom, and I think it goes spectacularly well with this particular dark thread. So we were inspired by this fabric to do some embellishing for you. So let's look overhead and see what we did. So one of the things that Cassandra talks about first is that she talks about if you are going to be embellishing to just do some overall base stitching. So for the overall base stitching, you could choose different things. She was talking about edge-to-edge stitching, and I just wanted to share with you here. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see the different stitch lines through here? And it's a very, very subtle look, and oftentimes edge-to-edge quilting is perfect for letting the fabric speak, and you can see how these colors, these neutral colors, just blend into the background. So you could do something functional like a straight line stitch or something like that if you were going to just do a base. For this particular fabric, just out of full disclosure, we put a little bit of fusible fleece on the back. You can tell my dry hands here just are sticking to the fleece. We didn't make a full quilt sandwich, but we just wanted to play with something to be able to see the thread and have a little bit of structure. Here, oh my goodness, this, we did some straight line stitching here in the background. And I say we, I mean Heidi. She did a spectacular job. She did some outlines of the base leaf here. She played in here, okay? And then she took some decorative stitches here to play in the owl. She had her walking foot on, was just working on that. You can see on the back here, a little bit of the thread, evidence of our stitching. And what I want to share with you here is we did use 50 weight on the back for our bobbin. Just a neutral thread. If you wanted to color match to the exact color of your top thread, you absolutely can do that. And as I said, we do offer identical boxes in both 40 and 50 weight for all 12 months of our Color Builder series. And after we've done some base quilting, what you'd want to do is add some embellishment. So I thought it might be fun to play with a little bit of stitching. So I'm going to be bold and brave and stitch live with you. My favorite needle here is the Tulip brand of needles. I don't know if I'm just sold on their packaging. I mean, oh my goodness. How can you not fall in love with these super cute little tubes of needles? Aren't they cool? So you have the cork that fits on top of this little plastic tube. So it is safe, it's not going to shatter on you. And we have different assortments. So this is a sewing needle assortment. And the sewing needle, we have sizes 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so I'm going to be using this with my floss today. I also have the quilting needles, which are the little betweens, the shorts, and I carry the milliner's needles, which are the long, thin ones, and I like to use those for hand applique. But size 10 Big I is my favorite for that. Okay, so what I've done is I have spooled off some of this beautiful thread, and what I would do is I would not be a lazy tailor, I would just cut off an arm length here of thread, and this comes 6 strands wide, or 6 strands full. I separated off 2 strands, and in this case, since I'm just going to be stitching on here, I did knot off already. I was a little nervous about the camera, so I did that ahead of time by threading my needle and separating and knotting off. And what I thought we could do is that we are going to do a big stitch. I don't know, I'm just going to do some basting here, or just a long stitch here. So nothing particular. I'm not being particularly, I don't know. I'm not the best embroidery person in the whole world. I'm just like to play. So we're just doing a straight stitch here, okay? I'm not doing a back stitch that we would be able to do something I don't know, just doing some straight stitching here. Okay, so, and I'm not using a hoop with what I'm doing right now. Okay, and then what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to come through and do an embellishment with a second thread on here. So I was following the lines, and you probably can't even see this, so I'm going to come down and go around my leaf. And I'm doing some long stitches. One of the things that has been very popular is this concept called the long, slow stitch. How many of you do that? You can even do that for finishing your quilt. On the back side here, you can see this is long stitching here. I'm going to show you after we do a little bit of a exercise where we're looking at the threads to show you what sort of embroidery books we have in the store. If you like stitching, because I know stitching has had a huge resurgence. Stitching is actually where I got my textile start, as I'm sure. So I probably would not be doing my beginning instructor proud here with what I'm sharing with you, but what I want you to do is to know that you don't have to be afraid and you can just have fun and play, right? We're just playing here. So we will have this sample upstairs as well as a needle and thread so that if you wanted to play along with it to be able to add your own. I'm going to add here so that you can actually see a contrast. Ah, look at that. Okay, so we're adding a little bit there. Okay, so just really, really fun being able to play and add some different elements. I'm going to lay on top, I think this color here would be excellent. Also pulling in this light gray instead of using a stark white. I think this could be an excellent accent. You could also add in some oranges and rusts and light greens and really just play and add and have a lot of different fun with those things. Playing with different stitches. I'm going to pull a few books here since I am no expert by any means. And a handful of the books that we have on embroidery in store are Lunch Hour Embroidery. This has 130 playful motifs from A to Z, and they're super cute and super small, including a complete alphabet. And the thing that I like about this is that there are some basics and stitches and then patterns. So we have some basic stitches here. Very simple. And then look at these just crazy, crazy fun little things here. We have sweet stitches, which have iron-on transfers. So if you're getting serious about some stitching, having some iron-on transfers can be very helpful. And you have alphabet and different stitches here. Picture Perfect by Kathy Schmitz. Small stitcheries and embroidered niceties. And the thing that I like to share with you is that you should not be afraid to try things, okay? Try things, it's okay. You're not going to be an expert with it the first time that you try things. Stitched So Sweet by Tracy Sousa. Don't be afraid to try it. If you don't like the results, you can start another piece. You can just finish it. You can, I don't know, just have fun. I would start with something smaller. I know that in the original Auribuzz blog, Cassandra was working on a large pillow. And a large pillow might be a little bit large of a project. You maybe start with a small little mug mat. Lynette Anderson, cottage style projects you'll adore. She has a combination of applique and stitching in here. We don't carry a full array of floss, but we do have, Frank, about what, 50 colors, 80 colors? 60. We have 60 different colors of Aurifloss in stock right now. Blooms and blossoms, sweet stitcheries picked from nature. And one of the other things too is that these stitching designs have been darning and has made a huge resurgence, so you can embellish your clothes. And then this one I think is brand new, and it's super cute. It's retro stitching, oh so cute embroideries with a wink to the past. Fun little cute stuff. So you could simply start with a piece of fabric, play with all sorts of different threads, and get your start from there. Speaking of embroidery, but not hand embroidery, every month all of our club members do get machine embroidery designs, and Jackie, who is in our club, she has been making us a beautiful stitch out every single month. This is last month's stitch out to share with you. This is the turtle from last month. So let's take a peek at him overhead. And Jackie went ahead and used all 3 greens from last month's pack and then added these beautiful blues to them. So the embroidery patterns do come in all of the popular formats. So now I need to share with you some of the really fun things that have come in the last little bit. How does that sound? All right. We're going to have trivia at the end, so you're going to want to make sure that you are paying attention so that you can be eligible to win an amazing prize. Okay, so I showed you this beautiful piece that goes with our box. The other thing that I think goes really well with this particular color is this panel. So this is River Rock Woodland Whispers. It's so pretty. It's very watercolory. And there are several coordinates that go along with it, but if this coloring goes well with your decor, I think we have several things in the store right now that would be very interesting for you to pair with the thread. We got in some wonderful art gallery fabric. So let's look overhead. We put it together in a bundle, and this fat stack here we're calling Lilliput and Friends. Look at these, aren't they cute little woodland creatures? I think this goes with our thread too. That wasn't even planned. And then we have little froggies, little toile. We call it and Friends because we had 10 pieces to the Lilliput, and then we put in a couple extra pieces. So this is a fun art gallery bunny. Look at this frog. Oh, super cute. This is another friend that we thought went well with this outdoorsy theme. You have a little dragonfly and then a little stitch print. So this is Lilliput and Friends. We have it available as a fat stack as well as yardage in the store. Other new fabrics that arrived, we have a bunch of new novelties. So we'll just look down the beautiful stack of novelties that we have. So all of these are available in store and online. If you had wanted to, you can also message us or call us and we'll be more than happy to hook you up. So this is Macaur, UK, and this is Beside the Sea, and these are mini boats with a red background. Anchors with a white background. Sailboats on the beautiful lake or sea. Oh, this one is cute. They're all cute, but look at these little tossed beach items with a little crabby there and little beach balls, ice cream, watermelon. Oh, I want to go to the beach. Then we jump over to a more sophisticated fabric line, and this one is called Pamper, and this is handbags. And wouldn't this be great for a fun cosmetic pouch? Oh, so you have shoes and purses and all sorts of fun stuff. You have hearts in this line as well. Makeup and perfume. Beautiful scale for little bags. These sweet flowers with both a white background and a black background. And little bitty kisses. So lips. Kim Schaefer for Andover, she had a couple prints in the coupe line that have been recolored, and so we have her chicken wire in rainbow in both a black background and a white background. And this is just a very versatile fabric here, whether or not you want the chicken wire or just have a beautiful background here. Really nice texture. And they also did the same with her chicken tracks. So these are actually feet, right? Chicken feet. But you could, of course, use them for anything. And then we have two prints from Wyndham. So this one here, this is some beautiful words. Blessed, cool, accomplished, helpful, thoughtful, imaginative. Really nice words on a black background. And then I know so many of you love horses and are looking for all sorts of different horse prints. This is a nice small scale horse with a horseshoe, and so this one is called Lucky Horses. And that's a beautiful print. We put together a couple other bundles. This one is the Blue-Brown Batik Pack. Ooh, we are very imaginative with our names. I could call it the Denim and Chocolate. So, beautiful for your next fat stack quilt. It's a combination of different batiks, curated from different collections and different manufacturers, that we just thought went together really well. So this is the brown and blue batik pack. You know, I still have our beautiful 12-pack quilts book in our special price for $14.99. So you can pick up one of these beautiful fat stacks and pair it with a background and border for a next beautiful quilt. This one here, the purple turquoise, we called Soothing Waters. Ah, I can just imagine some tropical island going on vacation. Beautiful, beautiful with the purples and turquoises, a little bit of dark navy / black. Dragonflies. And I wanted to also share with you that we have the Chula Pink Solids back in complete array. So we have a bundle together with all of them, as well as all of them available separately. We will, of course, be getting the new ones in July or August, but this is just a great collection. So if you had wanted to scoop them up, we do have the whole tower for $55. What else do we have? Well, it is Earth Day, so happy Earth Day, everyone. We have a very fun Go Green, Reduce, Reuse, Recycle print here, which is beautiful. It can be used all year round, and I think it would be gorgeous for all sorts of fun things, including, dun, 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 let's look at these great bags. So Frank, let's look at this up front. So these here, these are done not in that fabric, but this is the June Taylor reusable shopping tote. It comes in a pack of 3. And it has that nice fabric on the inside, that shopping bag material, so that it stays sturdy and doesn't sag. And so if you use just one piece of fabric on it, you could get it to look like this, where you just put handles on it. 3/4 of a yard for the outside, 3/4 of a yard for the inside. Really nice and stable. Or you could take advantage of the pre-printed patterns on it to create one of 3 different pieces. So we do have the shopper totes in stock here, and you get all 3, as well as the bases for all of them. If you had wanted to, we also have the insulated version, which has that insulated batting on it. So you only get 1 in this one, but if you had wanted to keep your cooler things a little bit cooler or your warmer things a little bit warm, this is an excellent option. And our wonderful print here would be a really fun piece to use on a bag like that. That is available on our website as well as in store. What other fun things do we have to share with you today? Well, I have some cute little things that I just had to pull down and share with you. So let's look at them overhead. And aren't these cute? I love these guys. So we have these really fun little quilting themed notepads, and these notepads have a magnetic clasp. They're 3x4, and on the inside all of the paper has the fun design on it. So this one is Quilting is My Happiness. This one is I'd Rather Be Quilting. So sweet. This one is I'd Rather Be Sewing. And this one is Quilting is My Superpower. Superpower! And this one has that gold metallic on it. We have 2 coordinating glam bags that go along with it. The glam bag is made out of really nice vinyl here, is printed on both sides, and has a really nice, strong metallic zipper on the top and has a nice lining to it. So this one is I'd rather be sewing, and so you can have a coordinated set. Ooh, what a nice giftie. And this one is Quilting is my superpower. You could have a coordinated set as well. You could put it on your Earth Day gift list. Because we all get Earth Day presents, right? I think so. Okay, so this is really, these here, the bags are $8.99 and the notepads, Frank, are $3.99. So Frank is nodding, they are $3.99. Before I let you go today, what we have to do is we have to look at some really inspiring show and tell that has been shared by all of you. And in case if you would like to share on a daily basis in our show and tell, we have a Facebook group called Patchwork Party, which we invite you all to join. There's no membership fees, and it's just a way for us to be able to share pictures with each other on our regular Facebook page. It's very hard for you to be sharing pictures with us, but in the concept of a group, Facebook allows us to talk to each other. So it's really nice, and if you don't like to post a lot of things, it is a private group so that you don't have to feel that we have a lot of interference from the outside world. So I'm going to go over and look over Frank's shoulder so I can help share with you the beautiful show and tell that has been shared this month with our Aurifil Club theme. First up, we have a Earth Day mask. So thank you so much, Diane, for giving us inspiration on our Earth Day mask. I just had to share this one with everyone. Next up, Joanne shared with us her Sumatran elephant, which is from our January block. And so good job for working on all of that paper piecing. Betsy has been doing a lot with the Aurifil, and so she has been not only doing her paper piecing, but she's also been doing some applique. And I wanted to share with you some of the creative stitching and applique that she's been working on that she shared in our group. This is last month's, and Diane Lebo shared her sea turtle, and thank you so much for doing your sea turtle. I'm a little bit far behind. My little turtle has been creeping very, very, very slowly to the finish line. So thank you so much for sharing what it looks like. And Diane is completely up to date, and she is showing us her Sumatran elephant as well as her red panda. Beautiful, beautiful. And then Jackie, who has been doing all of our stitch outs for the embroidery, she is doing a grunge version in addition to the solid version of all of the animals. So this is just spectacular. I love how bright your sea turtle is here, Jackie. All of your animals are just so stunning. So you're going to want to make sure that if you have been stitching along, that you want to make sure that you are sharing those pictures. And if you're not into Facebook, that's fine. You can email them to me. You can, I hope I got everybody. I know there's a few people who do email me, and but I don't think I missed any animals this month. We do a fun door prize for our show and tell. So this month, for that, we have, so we are either going to have an embroidery or a quilting book to share with you. So this one here is step-by-step texture quilting. And this one is changing seasons embroideries to mix and match. So the winner from this gets to choose which one they'll get. And then they will also get a fun, useful spool of 50 weight in the small spool. So let us do that drawing, and then I have a trivia question for all of you who are watching tonight. So the winner from our show and tell drawings are Diane Lebo. Congratulations, yay! Thank you so much for sharing and for staying up to date on your paper piecing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I will be in contact with you to see which of these books you would like. Now, for those of you watching, thank you so much for watching. And what we're going to be doing is that we are going to be doing a trivia question, and you have until tomorrow at noon to answer. And tomorrow is the 23rd of April. And then what we'll do is that we will do a drawing in the afternoon. I can't guarantee what time. I know last month or last week we were a little bit late with that. So our question for today is, it's really, really hard. Really hard. What is the embroidery floss from Aurifil called? Okay, what is the embroidery floss from Aurifil called? Excuse me. Okay, I can't tell if anybody's answering. And I've kind of lost my voice. So, I would like to thank you for tuning in tonight. I feel like Sheldon on that one episode of Big Bang Theory where he lost his voice. You never know what's going to happen when you go live. Anyhow, I had a lot of fun with you tonight. We are here Tuesday through Saturday, Tuesday through Friday from 9:30 to 5:30, and Saturday from 9 to 4. We'll see you next week. We have a really great program planned, and we have some fun new product from out in the world that we'll be sharing with you next Thursday as well. Thanks for joining us. Happy sewing, happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.